Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman Manning, Ranking Member Hicks Hudson, and members of the Senate Judiciary Committee, thank you for this opportunity to provide opponent testimony on substitute House Bill 289. My name is Gary Daniels. I am here representing the ACLU of Ohio. Today, I wish to testify on particular provisions of HB 289 directly aimed at homeless and transient Ohioans. As someone who often interacted with and got to know homeless individuals as part of our legal work, and as a past board member and volunteer for the Northeast Ohio Coalition for the Homeless, I have gained some insight into the daily lives and struggles of many unhoused individuals. I hope this perspective proves valuable to this committee as it considers the harsh aspects and counterproductive parts of this bill. Simply put, House Bill 289 requires people without a fixed residence address to formally report to the proper authorities a detailed description of their housing/living situations every 30 days for as long as they remain without a fixed residence. In addition, under existing law, these same individuals, among others, are required to provide written notice to relevant authorities 20 days before they make a change to their residence. In other words, HB 289 demands your homeless constituents accurately forecast and report where they will be spending their next 30 nights when many often do not know where they will be tonight or for the coming week. At its core, to be homeless is a simple concept to understand. But the realities of homelessness are much more complex. For example, a person in a bigger city may fully intend to spend the next month at a local homeless shelter. That is, assuming one exists in their area, assuming it is not full, and assuming they do not have any issues that disqualify them from staying there. However, after arriving at a homeless shelter, some will not last there long. Homeless shelters can be a place where your last remaining possessions are stolen. Shelters can be a place where various communicable illnesses can easily be spread. In a larger shelter, it can also mean not only dealing with their own, if any, mental health, addiction, and behavioral issues, but also those of everyone else at the shelter, unavoidable in close quarters. For those reasons and more, a fair amount of people make a not irrational decision to no longer stay at a homeless shelter. Another very real example is the people who shuttle back and forth with a variety of accommodations and locations. Over the course of 30 days, they may stay some nights at a shelter, some with a family member or members, some with friends, and some on the streets, or any mix of those possibilities and more. Indeed, to be truly homeless is to so often be frustratingly unaware of what the future brings on a day-to-day basis and with little stability. Yet, HB 289 demands these same people accurately predict their futures every 30 days for the entire 30 days, report that to authorities, and be prepared for criminal prosecution or additional sanctions for the failure to comply with Ohio's SORN laws if they fail to or are unable to comply. In short, the unrealistic, unfair, and counterproductions of HB 289 and current law quite predictably set up homeless individuals for failure and cycling through the criminal legal system. And as this committee knows and has heard so many times before, people in legal trouble lacking a steady foundation of any combination of housing, employment, healthcare, and more will cause some to run further afoul of Ohio's extensive criminal code. In fact, these are the same types of reasons why Ohio should consider altogether eliminating the SORN system and its reporting requirements. This system causes more problems than it solves, it makes Ohioans less safe rather than more, and is a waste of resources. To be clear, this is not just the opinion of the ACLU of Ohio. These are thoughts and declarations of law enforcement, elected officials, and professionals within the criminal legal system, that have been repeatedly voiced before in committees such as this on bills like House Bill 289. Finally, please be aware, past bills passed by the General Assembly have directly exacerbated these problems via a list of places and locations many people with sex offenses are forbidden to live. This causes people trying to be productive members of society to be homeless temporarily and/or for much longer periods. That said, I know eliminating or at least significantly modifying Ohio's SORN laws for the better are not on today's agenda. However, the ACLU of Ohio does encourage the members of this committee to be cognizant of the unrealistic demands HB 289 places on your homeless constituents and the various ways it encourages, rather than minimizes, failures of various types. For these reasons, we encourage your rejection of substitute House Bill 289. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for your testimony. The first question goes to Ranking Member Hicks Hudson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you for your testimony. Understanding your position, do you have a solution? Or rather than just say not pass this bill, because I think we do need to balance. So what are your thoughts about how we can get that sweet spot for those people who are unhoused?
Through the chair to Ranking Member Hicks Hudson, of course, I don't mean to be a wise guy here, but, as the testimony said, the ACLU's recommendation is scrap the SORN laws. These are just, for homeless people and non-homeless people. It causes a variety of problems, that just, is not worth what we put into it, and unfairly targets certain individuals, makes it counterproductive for, it's like you can't live near a school, you can't live near here, you can't live near there, and so, you're stuck living under the bridge. It's a whole wide variety of problems that other people have voiced other than the ACLU of Ohio. That said, I know that OJAC has testimony today. I don't know if it's in person or written only, but in their testimony, it looks like they have some productive solutions that can work and have talked to some people about how to make this better. I think what we're all trying to accomplish here is some amount of harm reduction with this bill, and so I certainly defer to those who know better sort of the intricacies and the ways that law enforcement and reporting and homeless individuals and everybody else involved sort of weave together and how this can be best accomplished. But for now, we're saying, look, you're just setting people up for failure, and the penalties are particularly draconian in Ohio for not registering. You've got an F1 sex offense. Failure to register is an F1 on down the line. You have an F5 or an F4 offense. That's an F4 for failure to register. You have a misdemeanor sex offense. That's a felony for not registering.
Thank you. Thank you for that explanation. Thank you so much. No.
Members, please note we do have written testimony from the Ohio Justice Alliance on community corrections that he referenced. Seeing no further questions, we appreciate it.